Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, yes, indeed. Today we're focusing on the state of the nation, and we're joined by the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed. He joins us from our studios in Abuja. Morning, and thank you for joining us today. Well, we're focusing on a lot of things happening quick and fast in the country. Well, first and foremost, there's the economy taking center stage, and of course also affected by power supply. Let's start off with the economy, because at the moment the big obvious question is, why does it appear as though the federal government hasn't got the solution to fix the economy?
Good morning. Clearly the federal government has a very clear policy on the economy. Despite the challenging outlook, it's clear that there's hope. And one of the most important things to note is that this government is determined to take the country out of the current economic difficulties. For a start, the price of crude is recovering slowly, but we've learned our lessons, and we are not going to depend solely on crude again as the mainstay of the economy. Again, the government is going to implement its own plan, which is a budget of stimulus spending. When this is done, we put people back to work, when we pay contractors, and we resume projects. We are not embarking on new projects. We are going to complete projects that were started before, but the effect is that very soon people will start feeling very tangible positive effect of the federal government. Another thing which is which the people should expect is that this year, because we are going to invest on infrastructure mostly, it means that we are going to improve on the non-oil sector, at the same time as provide infrastructure for diversification in agriculture, solid minerals, and manufacturing. So it's not true, therefore, to say that the government does not have a clear plan to fix the economy.
But you know, a number of economists and business people that we've spoken to, including those who've been on the program, say they don't seem to have an idea of what the fiscal policy of the government is, such that they can plan based on it.
Well, I think our fiscal policy is very clear, which is we are going to have a budget stimulus which would put money back in the economy. Our economic plan is to ensure that more money is put into infrastructure, and at the same time that we provide infrastructure that will provide the stimulus for the diversification into other areas such as agriculture, solid minerals, and manufacturing. So we are very clear on our policy, and anybody who studies our budget will see clearly where the government is going.
You know, if you've been following news over the weekend, there's a particular news attributed to you that says that the government has lost touch or really can't control the economic situation in the country. How true is that?
Absolutely false.
Have you seen that have you seen that bit of news?
Interviews. Of course I did. I saw it, and I spoke with the editor online of this day, and he told me that that was a story that was filed, you know, by his correspondent. That story was supposed to have emanated from a live interview I had with Radio Link, FRCN, and nothing like that happened. Yes, it is true that I said that we inherited an economy where the price of crude went down, and that is not our making. That is not synonymous to saying that the economy is out of control. And I think I've been very consistent in my advocacy. I've been very consistent in my interviews that yes, the economic outlook might be gloomy, but that the government is doing its best to take Nigeria out of this mess.
So, Alhaji, if we're going to be very clear, because what you've asked critics or people who are not clear to do is to go and look at the budget. But can you tell us in very clear terms where exactly you think this government is headed in terms of the economy?
This government is going to steer the country out of economic depression. It's going to spend out of this depression. And that is why, if you look at our budget, we are concentrating on more of capital projects. It's only capital projects that can reflate the economy. Again, if you look at our budget, we have made provision for massive social intervention. We've put aside 500 billion naira for artisans, for market women, for traders and other people to become self-reliant. And looking at the economy, the budget again, we have made provisions for massive employment of 500,000 unemployed graduates to be trained as teachers. So if you look at our budget, it's clear that this is a budget of stimulus spending.
Is it feasible that we can do it within this conversation of devaluation or no devaluation, even some of the forex policies, as it were, some of the questions that people are asking, especially for businesses that are currently groaning under the weight of some of the effects of these policies?
Well, you see, the issue of the currency, I think, has been thoroughly discussed. Those who are advocating a devaluation of our currency, I think, have not put into perspective the realities of the economy. The reality of this economy is that we are today still an import-dependent economy, and devaluation of the naira is not going to help us. And you see, people should rather focus on the economy as a whole rather than, you know, the exchange rate. Many factors will determine your exchange rate. Largely, what do you import? What do you manufacture? What do you export? What is your trade, your balance of trade? These are the issues that will determine your exchange rate. Once you're able to fix your economy, put more people to work, diversify your economy, get more sources of foreign exchange, automatically your foreign exchange fortune will improve.
You know, one of the areas when we talk about foreign exchange, one of the areas Nigerians are keen on knowing what the government is doing is in the area of provision of forex for importers of petroleum products.
Well, I think the ultimate solution to the fuel scarcity and the insufficiency of products is to make Nigeria completely self-sufficient in refined product. And one of the policies of this government is to ensure by 2018 we will not be importing any refined product. As a matter of fact, we hope that by the end of 2018, the country will become a net exporter of refined products.
But as it is today, I mean, you would have seen the fuel queues in Abuja as well. Many just don't know what the challenge is this time. But is the government overwhelmed with this fuel situation?
Well, you see, government is very concerned about this fuel situation. But as we explained, this particular fuel scarcity is as a result of union action. This has nothing to do with lack of product. And it's quite unfortunate that a matter that easily have been resolved through dialogue, the union decided to use the extreme option of shutting down the gas plants, and this had worsened the situation. While we recognize the rights of unions and groups to press for their rights, we believe also that we do not need to employ tactics that will become counterproductive to the same issues that or the same people we are trying to protect.
But the other aspect of this is fuel.
If you look at what happened.
Yeah, go ahead, complete your thoughts on that.